While all of us are stuck here on the planet, we are still lucky enough to have a moderately transparent atmosphere. We can just look up at the sky, look around the atmosphere and observe how things unfold, unlike some of the other planets in the solar system. The solar system is such a strange but interesting place with different unique planets, incredible moons and unusual happenings that are just so out of this world. While Mars has been researched to be quite similar to Earth and can be favorable to live in, ice-gushing volcanoes have been discovered on Pluto. There might even be one or more gigantic undiscovered planets beyond Neptune hiding somewhere. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Here we discuss everything on interesting facts you most likely never knew about. In today's video, you're going to be shown some very interesting facts about the solar system. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss out on when we upload another interesting fun fact and top 10 videos. Also, if you enjoyed watching this video, do give it a thumbs up. It's time for some interesting fun fact quality time on Brain Drain. Let's get right into it. The solar system comprises more than just planets. Many other things like stars, asteroids, moons and comets make up the solar system. Scientists have studied a lot regarding the solar system and they found some really interesting facts about them which you are going to be shown in today's video. So sit back and get ready for some interesting facts about the solar system. The closest planet to the Sun is not the hottest. For a lot of people, it's believed that the closest planet to the Sun, which is Mercury, is the hottest. Well, that's wrong. Mercury has an average temperature of about 800 degrees Fahrenheit, unlike Venus, the second closest planet to the Sun and also the hottest planet in the solar system. Venus has an average temperature of 875 degrees Fahrenheit. This is as a result of its extremely thick carbon dioxide atmosphere that produces a greenhouse effect. Scientists have found out that the atmosphere in Venus is about 100 times thicker than that of the Earth. So when sunlight passes through the very thick atmosphere, its surface begins to heat up, making it a very hot planet. Unlike Venus, Mercury has an incredibly thin atmosphere and as a result, it cannot easily trap the heat of the Sun. The closer the planet to the Sun, the faster its yearly orbit around the Sun. I bet you didn't know that the closer the planet is to the Sun, the faster it goes around the Sun. If the Earth had been much closer to the Sun, a lot of people would most likely be old but not in appearance. Birthdays would be celebrated very often as well as many other celebrated days. While it takes about 365 days for the planet Earth to orbit the Sun, Neptune would take just 165 days and Mercury just 88 days. Some of the rocks on Earth are from Mars. Did you know that some of the rocks you see on Earth came directly from Mars? Who would have brought them? You probably might be wondering. Well, scientists have recently discovered that some of the rocks on the Earth are originally from Mars because they contain pockets of gas similar to the chemicals they discovered on Mars. Scientists believe that these rocks landed on Earth as a result of volcanic eruptions on one of the planets close by or from an asteroid that hit Mars. A storm in Jupiter that has been going on for 300 years is yet to stop. A place known as the Great Red Spot in Jupiter has been having an enormous hurricane-like storm for 300 years now, and it's yet to stop. This storm has very powerful winds of about 270 miles per hour, a speed far more than we have ever encountered on Earth. Having a storm like this on Earth for only some minutes can wipe out the entire planet, and it's said that this Great Red Spot alone is double the size of Earth. There is no limit to growth in space. Unlike on Earth, where growth is stopped at some certain age, in space there is no limit to how tall you can grow. Lack of gravity in space makes this possible as your spine is able to extend to its full potential, unlike on Earth, where gravity keeps holding you down. Some of the people who went to space had as much as 5 centimeters added to their height. In space, the skin of your feet can peel off. Astronauts always have to wear their socks all the time as a result of the microgravity atmosphere found in space. They can never take their socks off and walk with bare feet. If they do, the skin on their feet starts to get soft and then falls off after a while. Due to this, they have to wear the same socks for days, and if they do want to remove their socks, they need to be very careful doing it unless dead chunks of their skin would go flying around the space. Space is not as far away as you thought. About 62 miles above the Earth is the Kármán line, which technically marks the starting point of space. It takes roughly an hour to get to Kármán line if you should drive a car straight up to space, and a lot of people drive far more than that every day. This typically means there is a lot of space distance here on Earth. There are more than 500,000 space junk in the outer space floating around. Scientists have valued the amount of space junk in outer space to far more than 500,000. Space junk is man-made items that are floating all over space. This space junk includes equipment dropped during the building of the International Space Station, fragments of space rockets and satellites. There are more stars in space than there are sands on Earth. If you were to count the number of grains of sand that exist on planet Earth, you would most likely grow old doing that. That's how much the grains of sand are, but they are nothing compared to the number of stars in the universe. If there are 100 billion grains of sand on Earth, the number of stars in space would be far more than double its number. Just in the galaxy Milky Way, the number of stars is estimated to be about 400 billion. Footprints on the moon last for 100 million years before they fade off. I bet Neil Armstrong's footprint is still deeply rooted on the moon, and so for all other astronauts that have reached the moon. Scientists have discovered that footprints left on the moon would remain intact for as long as 100 million years because in the moon there is no water or wind that could wash off the prints. The Sun is actually a star amongst the others in the solar system. More than 40% of Americans do not know that the Sun is a part of the stars. I bet you didn't know that either. The Sun is the brightest of all the stars in the solar system. The Sun in its own way gives life to Earth that without its energy, heat and light, the Earth would be lifeless. The solar system is already midway through its calculated lifespan. Scientists have estimated the solar system to be in existence for more than 4 billion years. Although it's not been categorically specified how long in total the solar system would exist for, scientists have said that the solar system would exist for 5 billion years more. The biggest volcano in the solar system is on Mars. Millions of years ago, some happenings on Mars caused some volcanoes to form and erupt. One of those gigantic volcanoes is the Olympus Mons. Olympus Mons is the biggest formed volcano on Mars and the solar system at large. The volcano spreads across 602 kilometers, which are about the size of a state in the United States, Arizona. Olympus Mons is said to be triple the size of the tallest mountain on Earth, Mount Everest. On Mars, volcanoes can grow to incredibly huge sizes because of the weak gravity there is on Mars. It takes about 8 minutes for sunlight to reach the Earth. 150 million kilometers away from the Sun is the planet Earth. The distance between the Sun and the Earth is known to be astronomical units. Sunlight travels at the speed of light to reach Earth, and it takes it roughly 8 minutes and 20 seconds to do so. Planets are either made of gas or rocks. There are just 8 planets in the solar system. While some of them, such as Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, Jupiter, is made of helium gas, hydrogen gas, and other gases, Venus, Earth, Mercury, and Mars are all made of metals and rocks. Even though some of the planets are made of gases, when severe pressure and heat is geared towards these planets, gases in their centers are composed into liquid rocks and metals. Most of the asteroids are in between Jupiter and Mars. Just like any other planet, these metallic or rocky objects have been seen to orbit the Sun between Jupiter and Mars in an area called the asteroid belt. The asteroid belt is approximately 2.7 billion astronomical units away from the Earth. Scientists believed that during the evolution of the solar system, the asteroid belt contained sufficient materials to create a planet, but the severe gravity of Jupiter stopped the materials from forming into a planet. The closest star to the Earth is called PROXIMA Centauri. Outside the planet Earth, the closest star to us is the red dwarf star known as Proxima Centauri, which is at a distance of 4.24 light-years away from the Earth. The second closest is Barnard's star, which is part of the constellation of Ophiuchus, is 6 light-years away from the Earth. The fifth closest star is also the brightest star in the solar system and also in the constellations of the Canis Major. Sirius is 8.6 light-years away from the Earth. Jupiter is incredibly huge. The biggest planet in the solar system is no doubt Jupiter. Scientists have said that it is large enough to fit the rest of the planets with a whole lot of space left in it. It is even said that 1300 Earth can conveniently fill up Jupiter. And that wraps it up. Let us know in the comment section which one of these interesting facts about the solar system you found fascinating. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends. If you'd love to see more videos like this, then click on the subscribe button and join us on another interesting fact video on Brain Drain.